Many years ago, there lived a famous country singer by the name of John Cratchit. Cratchit was poverty-stricken because of his manager and agent, a man called Sidney Scruggs. Scruggs was a miserly man who kept Cratchit working year after year without a break. And on one very cold December morning, at the turn of the century, John Cratchit was summoned to Mr. Scruggs' office.
1,001, 1,002, 1,003. You know, it's funny how time flies when you're enjoying yourself. 1,000. All right, Cratchit, now what is it? You know I'm a busy man. What do you want?
You sent for me, Mr. Scruggs.
Well, now, let's not have any of your lip, Cratchit. You know Glenn Campbell isn't that busy.
Yes, sir.
1,004.
I'm
Sorry, don't feed the bulldog. Oh, and incidentally, what is this bill for? A guitar string, 10 cents.
Well, you see, I broke a string on my guitar.
And you bought a new one. Well, isn't it... You know, Cratchit, you are a spendthrift. You should make do with the other strings on your guitar.
There's not any other strings on my guitar.
Well, learn to play the wood.
Well, Mr. Scruggs, I need money for food and clothing and...
Boo! Cratchit, that's a bummer.
But Mr. Scruggs, how about some money to fix up my house? And we got bed bugs and ants and termites.
Humbug!
Yeah, we got some of them, too, I think.
Now, look, Cratchit, you're working. Don't you understand? I've set up another tour for you.
Oh, but Mr. Scruggs, no. Tomorrow night is Christmas Eve. My family, my children, they'll all be looking down the path to see their dear old daddy come home. Their noses will be pressed against the window pane. They'll all be there to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly, when again I touch the green, green grass of home.
Cratchit, that's beautiful. But the thing is, Cratchit, you're working. Tomorrow night you play Houston, Abilene, Kansas City, and Toledo. And the next night you open in Hawaii. Oh, and incidentally, as you go west, be sure you get gas in San Francisco because it's the last stop before you get to Honolulu. Get your grubby little fingers off.
Well, things looked mighty bleak for John Cratchit. He wouldn't be able to spend Christmas Eve at home with his wife and children, but they weren't downhearted, because what they lacked in material means, they more than made up for in happiness. And they all loved to sing.
Okay, don't worry about it, kids. Don't worry, okay. Oh, quiet. Here comes Daddy now.
Hi, how's everybody?
I need a shirt. I need a coat.
We need a dress.
I need some socks.
We need a hit.
I need a bath.
Honey, we don't have much, but one thing about it, the family is always singing.
I know. It's what's driving me crazy.
And how's Tiny Tom today?
Oh, Tiny Tom, poor Tiny. He can't talk. But I think he's happy.
Honey, I have some bad news for you. I'm afraid I won't be able to spend Christmas Eve with you and the children.
Why, that mean old Mr. Scruggs. You mean he's not going to let you spend Christmas Eve at home?
Sorry.
Oh, but we'll want you here. And we'll need you here. And we'll be here waiting to meet you. Arms reaching, smiling sweetly when again we touch the green, green grass of home.
I tried that, honey, but I still have to work.
Well, just never mind, dear. Just sit down, relax. Relax, dear, and I'll get supper ready.
Oh, thank you. That's a good idea. Where are my slippers?
That's what we're having for supper. Soul food.
Yes, times were hard for the Cratchits. They were beginning to get a little rough for Sidney Scruggs, too. Because on that very night, while he was sleeping, he had 3 mysterious visitors.
Now I lay me down to sleep, counting money instead of sheep. Some folks say I'm mighty cheap, but So what? Right, Taddy? Good night.
Howdy! Howdy, big spender.
Who are you? Where are you? What are you doing here?
You don't remember old Minnie, huh? Well, I was your slave for years, and now you're trying to do the same thing to poor John Cratchit. You're nothing but an old, cheap, miserly, heartless skinflint.
You left out disgusting.
I can't remember everything, but I can remember the way you treated me.
All right, Minnie. What is it you want from me?
I want you to help the Cratchits. They're all very unhappy.
I know that, Minnie, but happiness isn't everything.
Scruggs, each dollar you make forges another link in the devil's chain. Is that what you want?
What?
Satan's necklace?
Well, maybe a small bracelet.
Oh, I've got to go now, Scruggs. I have someone a little more important to honk.
Who's that?
Colonel Sanders.